All right, guys, so I had the opportunity to kind of tour the Lotus Community. It's a GL community in West Boca. You know, I'm gonna walk all the way up to the fountain. I'm gonna start with this because I want you to see the entrance almost as like the beginning of the video. This is luxury living, and I want you to see exactly what's going on. I'm just walking the entire community, gonna bring the whole thing to you. Check it out. All right, guys, we're making our way to the front here, almost there. All right, guys, so there's like a little sitting area up here. You have the guard gate, and in the background, you have the water fountain. Like, wow. When I see things like this in South Florida, for some, maybe it's no big deal, but for me, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. There was nothing of this beauty where I grew up. Look at this, guys. Imagine every time you come into your community, you have this cool circular water feature, water popping out the middle, popping up through the middle, filtering down into a pool that goes around the whole entire thing. It's just beautiful. Now I'm gonna take you to this other water feature. There's a water feature here right in front of us, which I'm showing you now. And then there's also one on that side as well that flank the entrances. Here's the water features that flank the entrances. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Perfectly manicured grass. Lotus, Boca Raton. Look at this water feature cutting through the slab in the middle. Just beautiful. And then there's one over there as well. And then when you come into the entrance, this is what you're looking at. This is the centerpiece. I don't want to keep talking because I'll ruin it for you. This is the first look when you're entering the community. Beautiful. Where I grew up, things like this type of beauty didn't really exist. So I'm 46 turning 47, so I don't take this stuff for granted. I only got another, I don't know, 50 years on, let's see, if I'm 47, I mean, yeah, about 50 years. I have another 50 years left in my life. I want to appreciate beauty, and that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take anything for granted. Here's the guard gate from the entrance angle. In other words, when you're coming into the community, this is where you're gonna drive up. The guests go to the left, and the people that live here go to the right. And guys, let's not forget about our little friend right there. That's Jerry Lotus. He came to hang out. All right, see you later, Jerry. All right, guys, I gotta give a little commentary. So right now it's June, beginning of June. And when we moved down here many years ago, probably like 8 years ago or so by now, we moved down in June, or, you know, sometime in the summer. I just remember thinking like, holy cow, it's hot. So what I'll say is, you know, for anyone that's out of state here and looking at this video and interested in Florida, a couple notes. Number one, the summers are hot. There's no getting around that. They're hot and humid. You very quickly acclimate. In other words, like, it's not that big of a deal over time, but there's no mistaking the increase in temperature and humidity in the summer. The winter and fall are simply gorgeous. And you'll see down here that, you know, there's an influx of people that are kind of snowbirds coming from New York, New Jersey, wherever they're coming from. A lot of people from Chicago, a lot of people from California. They come here, and they come here because it's simply beautiful in those kind of winter or cold weather seasons. Now the temperature gets down to about 75, sometimes lower, sometimes higher. The humidity is completely gone. And it's really the reason why people love Florida. Some other things to think about with South Florida, especially this part of South Florida, like the Boca Raton area, the prices have gone up markedly. Most common deduction tells me that there's more demand than ever. People are leaving high tax states, coming to a low tax state, and they're trying to buy a home here in a lot cheaper cost of living. What you're looking at is the man-made lake behind all the homes. So when people are kind of in their homes and they're looking out of the back of their houses, which are typically sliding doors, they're able to see this man-made lake, which is really, really pretty. And yes, it's Florida, so every day now and then you'll see alligators in there as well. Now you'll see across the street there's a bunch of young kids. Important to know that it's a family community. People think of South Florida and they think like elderly and they think kind of retirement state. And yes, there are kind of retirement communities and people kind of coming here to live out their days. But this particular community is young, people with young children. It has some retirees as well, but it's a really nice mix. So in terms of like luxury living, if you will, tennis is huge down here. I would say tennis number one and pickleball number two. So, Lotus, as well as all of the GL communities, and across the street is Boca Bridges. And I lived in another community called Dakota that was a GL a community as well. They all have a tremendous amount of tennis courts. So check this out right here. I'm going to show you the tennis courts. All right, guys. So that's the clubhouse right there, which I'll take you to. But right here, you have a beautiful tennis court. And by the way, this is just one of many. It's hard surfaced. They have bleachers. They have water fountains. It's like, are you kidding me? Where I grew up in Queens, it was dirt and rock. Let me repeat. It was dirt and rock. And then I come here and there's beautiful bleachers. There's a water fountain outside. Look at this gorgeous tennis court. They even have this thing that you keep score. You think that in Queens that would still be there? That wouldn't be there. So they take their tennis very, very seriously. Now I'm going to show you a little bit beyond that fence is the pickleball courts. But by the way, this is just one of many tennis courts. I'm going to show you the others. So here's the parking lot to the clubhouse, and like once a week they'll bring in food trucks and like a dessert truck, whether it's Greek, whether it's hamburgers or kind of like American cuisine or Asian food. Once a week the community does a really nice job of bringing in outside food trucks to make it fun. Now what we're looking at is the pickleball. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pickleball courts. And let me tell you, these get a lot of usage. The community loves pickleball. I don't play, but let me just tell you that these courts are filled up. It's like 94 degrees here right now in the middle of the day, so I suppose that's why people aren't here at the moment. But in the morning time, when it's cool, they're here. And you can see on this side of the pickleball courts, another water fountain. You got places to sit for people, and they have tournaments. All right, guys, so I just walked beyond the pickleball courts, and now there's more tennis courts. Let's go check it out. They even have like a pro shop, a sitting area, and look at this, guys. It's clay. They have clay courts. So look at this. Clay courts, they're well kept. It's just ridiculous. And again, here's the pro shop. They have tennis pros who give lessons to the people here. Obviously you have to pay for the lessons, but they got them. And guys, here we go. Even more tennis courts. Remember I told you tennis is number one? I mean, I didn't count the amount, but here's another 1, 2, 3, 4 courts, all clay. So there's people here in the morning getting lessons. It's just ridiculous. It's like living in a whole nother world. All right, guys, here's the mailboxes. They're all centralized, so everyone in the community comes here to get their mail. There's outgoing mail here as well. If you get a package, they'll put it in a bigger mailbox. Let's go check out the pool, or pools, which is wild. The idea that there's multiple pools. So you see you have a lap pool, you have a regular pool. Really, really pretty stuff. You got cabanas. And all the way over there, you even have a kiddie pool, right? Like with like kiddie rides and stuff. Right here is a restaurant in the community that's open however many days a week. Wild. You got sitting areas. I'm not a big fan of the yellow, but whatever. All right, guys, inside you have an indoor basketball court. Wild. My kids come here and play all the time. You just come to the community clubhouse and you play basketball. Never in my life did I have anything remotely close to this. All right, guys, this is the front entrance to the clubhouse. Beautiful water features on both sides. Really nicely decorated and designed. Inside, you have an arcade for the kids. An arcade where there's games and the kids play, ping pong, you name it. And then over here, I'm about to show you, they have an outdoor basketball court. All All right, guys, here's the outdoor basketball court. What's really cool is both hoops come down. You can see this one's down, so like if the young kids want to dunk a little bit, they got breakaway hoops. It's just, you know, top of the line type stuff. You know, back there you have another kind of outhouse, and like for little kids, they have kind of a little park to play in. So they have everything that you could possibly imagine.